Welcome back to The Express at the Richmond Food Bank. They serve about 480 households weekly at this location. And later we're going to find out what's most in demand to stock these shelves. For right now, it's the latest tool and possibly even trend on the fitness scene. It's a mobile elliptical machine. The key word there is mobile, that you can ride outside.
Whether it's walking, cycling, or riding one of these, there are lots of ways to get around. But if you're looking for something a little different, why not give this a try?
We were just walking back from Steveston from the village and we saw that. I'm just wondering what it is.
What are you taking a picture of?
I'm not really sure. What is it called?
The Street Strider's elliptical machine on wheels that you can take outdoors, and we're in Richmond. We're spreading the word coast to coast, and just riding around parks, that gets the best attention.
The Street Strider is like an elliptical machine for outdoors. It has 8 gears and burns up to 17 calories a minute. But take it from me, when you first try it, you feel a little like a kid learning to ride a bike.
And then I'll be right by your side. Usually takes people about a minute in the parking lot. It's got brakes like a traditional bike. So right hand is back and left hand is front.
I was a little nervous, but I'm not that coordinated, but something that I'm sure I could get.
Upper pedal next. Okay, let go of the brakes. It works upper and lower body. It's low impact, so it's really forgiving on the joints.
Linda Abbott-Simons first saw the Street Strider in California and decided to bring it to Canada. It's catching on and was recently featured on the American weight loss show, The Biggest Loser.
It's burning!
Yeah. It's burning. When it came on Biggest Loser as a tip last spring a couple of times, our first couple of shipments, we were sold out, as was California.
Yeah, 424 calories for the half hour. That's awesome.
Push and pull, good. Doing great. Okay, now you're gonna lean left. Good, excellent, woohoo. And add the arms.
How was it? It was really good. It's a lot easier than it looks like it would be.
Now left. Push and pull.
Olympic rower Silken Lauman is looking into the Street Strider, and so are a couple of NHLers. And hey, it's great practice for the upcoming ski season. I'm Bianca Solterbeck in Steveston for The Express.
It's pretty cool. Apparently when you go downhill in a Street Strider, you can carve like you're on skis. And unlike a bike, when you want to turn corners, you just lean the handlebars from side to side. You can find out more tricks online at streetstrider.ca. Right now, we're heading to Victoria for news on one of our country's most prolific artists. She was a painter, a writer, an activist, and now after 10 years of planning and fundraising, Emily Carr's legacy lives on in bronze.
Electric excitement buzzes through the air.
This is a dream come true for Victoria.
1, 2, 3. She's finally here. She's finally home. 10 years in the making, 10 years of waiting and hoping. It all comes together right here, right now. Our Emily has arrived.
You know, it captures a piece of our heritage, and it really is what makes Victoria special.
Emily Carr, her pet monkey Woo, and her dog Billy are now here to stay, facing a view of Victoria's Inner Harbor on the corner by the Fairmont Empress Hotel. It took years of fundraising to gather the $400,000 for this bronze statue.
Represented by Julie Shaw, Vice President.
And Shaw Communications put in $100,000. Now it's time to celebrate Emily, her life, and her work, and truly honor this Canadian icon.
But do we really know Emily? We may throw her name around and at least know she was a painter and a writer, but what more is there to Emily Carr?
I think what is most important about Emily Carr is the fact that she does continue to inspire people.
More than 50 years after her death, Emily Carr is world-renowned, and we're just now beginning to truly understand and admire her work. This after Emily was often misunderstood and underappreciated in her own time. Some say she was well ahead of her time, born in the wrong century. But there's something about her that's stood that test of time. Something that stays with us even now.
It is the way she lived her life and her integrity to her art and to herself, I think that really does continue to resonate.
Emily was multi-talented and multifaceted. She was a painter, perhaps best known for her landscapes, forest scenes, and Aboriginal themes. She was a writer and a poet, a champion of the First Nations, and an environmentalist before anyone had coined that term. Even a feminist well before the women's movement as we know it now. She had so much going for her, which made Barbara Patterson's job easy.
It wasn't hard to figure out what I wanted to do with Emily. She was such a character.
Patterson is best known for her work on the famous 5 statue on Parliament Hill, but creating Emily was an entirely unique experience for her. She chose to put Emily at 1 1/4 times life size, big enough that she doesn't get lost in the downtown shuffle, but not so big that she becomes unapproachable.
I put her seated with a notepad, which is a notepad or a sketch pad, using the idea that she did, her writings were as important as her drawings. And then to have the 2 characters with her, that gave me a little bit of fun.
Patterson hopes both locals and tourists alike will become a friend to Emily, thinking of her as they pass by and reflecting on her life.
They deserve their Emily, and I hope she becomes really one of the tourist places. That would be a legacy for Emily and for me too.
You're watching The Express, and we have more stories of passion and purpose from around BC coming up. After the break,
we provide a valuable service to the community of Richmond, and especially the stores and such.
Community and the Richmond Food Bank.
Chase.
Competition and the White Rock Divers. The Express. This is your local voice. Welcome back to The Express at the Richmond Food Bank. Now, we talk a lot about the amount of food that's going out, 15,000 pounds per week here, and this represents 1 pound.
That's correct. So you can imagine in terms of the amount of volume that our volunteers and staff have to deal with every week in terms of sorting, preparing, bagging, and distributing that food stuff to our clients. It's huge.
And so much so of getting 15,000 pounds coming into the doors so that you can put them back out the doors.
Yeah, and an important part of that food coming in, we provide a valuable service to the community of Richmond, and especially the stores and such. They have a lot of products that are nearing their end of shelf life. They may have excess products. We collect from farms that may have vegetables and things like that that are perishable. We turn around and salvage those in that sense and provide a useful service of getting those out to our clients. We keep stats on a weekly basis, and we have seen a huge increase over the last year. We're now serving 540 families a week, which is over a 50% increase from what it was 18 months ago.
Thanks to community donations and the food recycling program, the Richmond Food Bank is able to distribute about $6 worth of groceries for every $1 that they spend. Now, if you'd like to help out the Richmond Food Bank and other food banks across the country, we hope you join us here on Shaw TV Sunday, November 14th between 4 and 8. Hosted by Michael Eckford and Fiona Forbes, we'll be broadcasting live across the country with a goal to fill the food banks. If you'd like to know more, you can send us an email, theexpress@shaw.ca. Right now, we're taking you to White Rock with a splashy story from our youth-produced segment, Gen Y.
A little more patience.
Diving is definitely one of the more popular spectator sports at the Olympics, but you don't have to wait every 4 years. We found some amazing young divers right here in the Lower Mainland.
White Rock Divers is a diving club. Diving's for kids of all ages. There's kids who just want to come in and learn how to diving, get a good feel for diving, and they're just learning how to dive and get in, do a front fall and learn how to jump properly. And then we have kids who want to go at a higher level and also compete at a national level. Chase! Hup!
When I dive, there's no other thrill like it. Like, you can't get that feeling anywhere else, and it's just a new experience that changes every day, and every day is different. You always learn something new.
Greg, it's good. Just get in a little like this. You're turning in a bit instead of just keeping your hands out.
Jumping off the high diving board can be quite nerve-wracking. So we asked these divers how they deal with their pre-diving jitters.
Sometimes it's a bit scary before you're learning a new dive or anything like that, but it's important to know that your coach should never make you do the dive if you weren't ready for it. And so I basically kind of just don't think about it and do it, and it usually works out.
When I'm nervous for a dive, I tend to overthink and overanalyze what I'm doing and psych myself out. So instead, I kind of shake it off, I actually shake it off. I know it's weird, but it helps.
Not only do the divers train in the water, they also train on dry land as well.
The kids do about 50% dry land and about 50% water. An average day, they would start around 4 o'clock, 4:30, and they do about an hour, hour and a half of dry land training. So they'll do a warm-up, and then they'll do some stretching, some abdominal stomach work, some trampoline work, and to practice what they're going to do on the springboard. They also do a lot of simulations on the ground to simulate how they're going to do the dives in the air.
The divers are finding that this training helps them in many areas.
Well, it helps with time management. It helps me be able to balance what and when I do my schoolwork and all that.
You set goals in diving, and it teaches you how to set goals in school and other things, and it teaches you that you can always achieve your goals if you try hard enough.
It's helped me learn to develop with stress a lot better and can overcome a lot of fears. When I first started, I wasn't able to jump off this board right here, but now I'm able to do a whole bunch of flips off it.
I wish I didn't forget my bathing suit, because diving looks like a lot of fun. If you'd like more information on the White Rock Divers, go to whiterockdivers.com. This is Abby from the High Dive at the South Surrey Pool, signing out for Gen Y on the Express.
Gen Y is brought to you by Options, Surrey Community Services Society.
Gen Y is a Shaw TV Access segment. The youth reporters are all volunteers who have an interest in learning about the world of broadcasting and learning about their local communities. And that's what we're all about on the Express, community. So that's where we're shining our Express spotlight.
Here's an opportunity to observe and celebrate the return of salmon to their spawning grounds in Hyde Creek. There'll be a barbecue, kids' activities, and various ways to learn more about our natural water resources. Spend a fall evening sampling and enjoying the best of BC wines at the Port Moody City Hall Galleria. The evening will be accompanied by live music, cheese and snacks, and well-known wine proprietors. Join Rockin' for a Good Cause at the Maritime Labour Centre and twist away the evening to live music from the 60s. Prizes will be awarded for the most unique costume.
And that's it for today's Express from the Richmond Food Bank. For more on how you can help fill this food bank and other food banks across the country, you can visit our special Shaw website, togetherisamazing.com. Now, I'm Johanna Ward, and on behalf of all of us on the Express, thanks so much for watching. We're going to leave you with a look at the local art scene, and we hope to see you next time.
Wait a minute! This is the wrong road. This is the road south. Inverness North, surely.
There's a bridge out on that road, miss. We shall have to go around.
The man knows the way, miss.
Excuse me, Inspector.
What?
Might I see your warrant?
You shut your mouth.
Would you like to have a little bet with me, Pamela? All right, I'll have it with you, Sherlock. I'll lay 100 to 1 that your procurator Fiscal has the top joint of his little finger missing. I win.
What now?
The road's full of sheep.
Well, the whole flock of detectives.
Get out of the way, you mangy beast! Hey, we'll have to clear them away. Come along.
Not so easy with all this thick fall coming in. Look how it's suddenly come down. Out of nowhere,